Oh yeah, I saw that.
I'm addicted to the smell of nutty ice.
Yeah.
That's so good.
I saw that. Dude, that is so ridiculous.
I saw a stitch where they did a full band.
Are we braining?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're braining.
Dude, sponsored by Can Crack and Red Bulls.
Sponsored by Hillbilly Cocaine.
Red the Bull.
It gives you wangs.
Gives
on
you
the band
wangs,
break.
dude.
Dude, it's been a minute since we've been back on this pod.
We're here.
A hot minute.
We're here. We're drinking Red Bulls.
I'll
Wow.
face it this way. I waited till now to crack this. I can't make it through this shit unless I have this, dude.
I mean,
There
it's
you
going to
go.
help. Yeah,
It's not
'cause you
good.
got your lymph node over there.
You got your lip node, dude.
Let's
at this.
let them in on it.
We got new nodes, I
We got
guess.
nodes.
We
That's
got
what
new
they're
nodes,
called now.
dude.
We've got arms.
But look
Boom
at
arms.
this.
Lip node, dude.
Come on, dude.
There's not an actual way to adjust it. You see, other parts of the microphone have knobs to adjust.
I mean, I could technically do this, but
Yeah, but it still might tilt.
and it's cool, and I'm surprised it's not completely tilted.
It's still pretty baller, though.
But then,
not
like,
gonna lie.
it is awesome.
Oh,
Thanks, Corey, for these. These are
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, this is amazing.
But once again, like, I was excited to whip it around, like I was pro,
Oh yeah.
but I can't because it's limp.
Oh, yeah. You got to find a stationary position.
So I'm gonna go low node
Low node.
down here.
down low.
Down low.
I don't know why it's a node.
You did say lymph node, and it was great. It was appropriate at the
I
time.
feel like I can't even define a node.
Lymph node.
It's like a John. Like a thing, you know?
Is it just a John?
No, it's something.
It's like a part of something, right? Like a node.
A node is
You know what I'm saying?
We don't know what a node is.
No, this is like
A-
a
a-
podcast
node.
of people who are stoned trying to remember sciencey things,
yeah.
but while being stoned.
Yeah. So what's happening? What are we talking about?
Comment below what a node is.
Come on, guys.
Help
tell
us
Tell
out.
us what a node is.
And
I
we'll,
mean,
we'll wait. We'll wait for you to do that.
oh yeah, if you do it, I promise I won't immediately look it up on Google.
Anyway, it'll be Charles. He'll comment.
That's
what it is.
immediately who I was thinking of.
Yeah. Shout out.
All of those people, really. The non-Pittsburgh crew.
It's funny because we call them the Pittsburgh crew, but none of them are from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
None of them live in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But it is funny because that's where that's like the closest city that we play.
Well,
Yes, that's the thing.
hopefully this isn't controversial, but the whole time we were gearing up for those shows, it was just like, yeah, we're going to the Pittsburgh shows. And my
Yeah.
wife, Mandy, she was freaking giving me a lot of shit. She was
Why?
like, Erie is not Pittsburgh,
Oh,
Alex.
yeah.
Actually, the show you're even playing after that isn't technically even in Pittsburgh. Like, you're not even playing Pittsburgh once. You just, every time you say, I'm going to Pittsburgh.
That is definitely true.
And I'm just like, it's like, what? It's Western Pennsylvania. Like, it's all the same place to me. It's all Pittsburgh.
It's like Philly.
Are we playing Erie on New Year's?
No, that's Pittsburgh.
Dude, I really didn't know that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's so funny. I've been telling everyone Erie.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
How
it's-
ridiculous. I said it's Erie or Pittsburgh. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's this place.
But I've been saying,
the
I think
bridge.
Erie.
It's pretty good.
Dang it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's
We don't play like New Year's Eve shows.
been years.
Yeah, certainly not in the last 5 years.
I was
it's
gonna
been
say
a bit.
5.
It's been a bit. The last one I think was at HMAC.
I wonder. Yeah, I was gonna say. I wonder why we stopped. Was it a bad experience? Did we have a bad experience?
I feel
No,
like
it's probably
would have to
kick-ass.
be.
No, I think it was good.
Playing
But
HMAC back in the day, those were great shows.
Would
too.
that have been with Ty?
really, last New Year's Eve
No
show?
way.
No,
Would it
way.
have been?
It couldn't have
I
been.
feel like it was with like Jay.
It had to have been.
Well, maybe that's why.
Yeah, it was before Anthony.
It's like, oh, we can't do shows where it's a drinking event.
No, I wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, this time it's gonna be great, and it just so happens none of us drink, but you can better believe it'll be like dabs galore.
It's so true. None of
Yeah.
us drink, but then we do like get more ganja because of it.
That's true.
It's literally what happens.
Yeah, it was just
It's like when you lose one of your senses and then you start compensating with the other one
Yeah.
or something like that. It's probably not even scientifically true.
Well, and I know for me,
No,
I
that's-
didn't even
yeah.
really drink
Is it?
that much in the beginning. I had a couple things, but I didn't like. You guys
In the
drank
beginning
more.
of the band?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember our first tour, I brought a half gallon of whiskey and then lost my voice the first week.
Oh yeah.
Didn't even take a week to lose my voice.
I think that's really what it comes down to, though.
I was like 20.
for us is like conditioning. Like the athletic component to performing, it just doesn't make sense to be drunk. You know what I mean? Especially
some
if you have to
people-
play the next day.
You really don't.
Some
Or-
people can do it though.
They
yeah,
do.
Yeah.
Some people can do it.
I
don't
I
understand.
enjoy having a beer or two and playing. I feel great while I'm doing it. I'm probably not playing as good as I could, so that really makes me not want to ever do it.
Yeah, I used to think, and do. Yeah, I used to think that 2 beers would get me in the sweet spot.
Yeah.
But it wasn't always true. It wasn't something that would always happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you would drink 2 beers that we might end up being 4.
You just,
Also,
you just care less.
and then, yeah, I don't know.
That's
It's
really
weird.
what it is. You just care less.
You do, yeah. And
But-
back then we used to perform a lot too, as in like
A lot.
with our bodies,
Mm-hmm.
and not so much just focus on what was coming out of our bodies, the music. So we were like flailing our bodies around. So I was like leaning into that more, off of 2 beers. And now I'm like, I don't have 2 beers in me. I want to think about this freaking note.
Yeah, I got
Without
solos-
being
solos
boring.
To remember. Yeah,
Without being boring though. You don't want to be boring, guys.
that's
Don't-
why we get stoned.
Yeah, we get baked.
we do get baked, but I don't like getting baked right beforehand.
Oh nah, I used to, but I don't as much
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, you want a small buffer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I used to.
Like, I
I
don't
like
know.
to give myself like a
30
band.
minutes, an hour.
I like to give myself a band. Like if there's a band before us,
Sure.
Give it a band.
I'll stop smoking. Like
How long's the set though, dude?
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
he's like, I said a half an hour, not like an
A
hour.
band? That's not as faithful as an inch. Dude.
Yeah, if you smoke, would you smoke?
you know, like,
That's
or an
like,
hour.
would you smoke a joint an hour before you go on? And I think the answer is probably yes.
yeah, probably.
But yeah, not like literally like let's take a dab and go on stage.
Yeah, no, I
That's
wouldn't.
no good. Or
Nah,
edibles are no good for
and-
that too.
and I'll
for me.
probably-
yeah.
I'd say too. I even take it easy beforehand too. Like I won't
Have you-
like hit every hit of the blunt or joint or bowl or
Sure,
whatever.
sure.
I'll like.
Have you ever told that epic story? Have we ever told that story on the pod
Which one?
of you doing of eating edibles at
The
Threestival?
Threestival? Oh my
Did
god!
you ever tell that?
I don't think
No,
so.
we haven't.
I don't think so.
It's not a necessarily.
You don't have to tell it.
No, no.
In my mind, it was a heroic event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause I watched you
Because
go
you-
through hell.
It is actually a pretty good story, so I'll tell it, even though it does involve me shitting my pants. right, that's really the thing of it. So everything
That's
else.
not what
is
I was
good.
getting at, but
Oh, that's what happened.
hey,
So yeah,
Truth
so
be
check it
told.
out. I will tell you. So Chris Mauger, my roommate, a long-term street team Medusa guy. We'll have to have him on. He's quite the guy.
He's
oh
the man.
yeah, it's great.
But he takes Reclaim, which is the dab in the dab straw that needs to be emptied out because it gets clogged. Well, that shit can still be smoked. And Chris Mauger figured out you can use it to make edibles. So he'll make these edibles that'll knock out a rhino. And just like he made these brownies, and it was a summer Threestival, the one that Mojo Bozo played, and it was gonna be great. I took my my car and I put a queen size mattress in there.
Yeah, we
Boom,
showed up
I'm
separately.
good. Yeah.
yeah, I think we all did, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I came on my own
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So I had half a brownie on the ride up, right, and figured I'd get there and be fucked up. We don't have to play till the next day. This was like Friday. We were playing Saturday. Mojo was gonna play. Sounds great. So I'm almost there and I'm driving and I'm like, damn, I'm feeling like real fucked up. Like I'm glad I'm gonna be done driving soon, sort of a thing.
Yeah.
So then I get there and I'm like, Chris, give me another brownie. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. Why not? I'm here. I'm just gonna get like real fucked up, which did happen. I remember basically tripping watching Mojo. I'm just like so fucking tripping watching Mojo
Yeah.
off of edibles.
I remember there was a couple of us looking at you, like, what was me and Danica?
Yeah.
And then I think there might have been one other person that we said something like, Justin, okay, dude? Because you looked white as a ghost, dude.
Yeah.
It
So
was
I didn't
crazy.
realize that I was about to be very ill.
Yeah.
I was just like feeling the psycho effects of the large
At
amounts
that
of
time.
marijuana that I did. So then
Oh, man.
all of a sudden I start feeling really bad and queasy, and I don't remember if I started throwing up or if I just felt like nauseous for a long time. But I had to lay down. It was like panicking sweats, and just the whole night was just like stomach pain and having to shit my pants. So I had to shit a bunch of times. But you're at a festival and there's a porta potty, and it's not like, if you're sick at home, you just got to walk a couple steps to your bathroom or whatever.
Yeah.
You got to walk. You got to make the walk.
It's not like you want to be outside either, because you feel like garbage. So like sitting outside by the porta potty is like it's just a hard no go.
That's a no option. There's no option for that.
Yeah.
So, I've never shit my pants like as an adult. It just never happened. I'm always pretty good.
Believe it or not.
It's not something that has happened to me. So, I just remember the first time. Because it shit my pants multiple times that day. But the first time I'm like going up, I think I'm gonna make it, and then all of a sudden it's just I start shitting my pants.
It's an
just comes out. You can't do anything about it.
It's unfortunate.
I'm like, oh no. And I remember there was like cute girls there.
So I remember right after that it must have been Chris comes back to like relay the information.
Chris is tripping on acid.
Oh, yeah.
And neglected to tell me that there was a shower there. Which
yes.
I am still pissed about.
Yeah.
I could have really used the shower right after the first time I shit my pants.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Chris, I remember Chris like having to convey the fact that you shit your pants to us.
Yeah.
To say how fucked up you actually were. Yeah, and I was like, fuck. But the whole thing was though that you.
But we didn't play until 10 though, so it was like a long day of like shitting and trying to.
It was you had a long horrible day of recouping.
And my dad was there to help set up the gear and stuff.
True. Yeah, your dad set up the gear. You fucking rested up until the moment you had to get on stage.
Oh, yeah.
Got on stage, and then it was like it never happened.
It was a pretty good set.
It was a great set.
I don't know how that happened.
Even so, like if you ever seen the band, you'd know that I don't say as much as Justin when we perform live too. Mm-hmm. So you still just hyping up the crowd just as much.
Yeah.
There was like didn't skip a beat. And then as soon as you were done, though, right back to it. Dude.
Oh, I just handed my bass to Tony and went and like took a shit and laid down. For it was true. I was like summoning that, like saving all my energy
awesome.
for the show.
Yeah.
But that's rock and roll. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you show up to the gig and you gotta. I mean, the last time when we played Erie, like. There was some naps that had to happen for that set, but that set was fire. You know,
totally.
What I mean?
Yeah, there was some naps that had to happen.
Yeah, I was wrecked,
dude. I napped on the way, and you drove.
Yeah.
So we all napped.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Totally.
I think I even dozed off on the way there.
Yeah.
Yeah, naps are needed.
I passed out the fuck out.
So get your rest and hydrate. That's like so you can't get your rest and hydrate if you're drinking. That's the thing.
So true. I don't know how I used to do that. And I still don't know how bands did it back in the day.
Dude,
that'll forever blow my mind.
To that legendary excess.
They're like, we had to do it. It's the only way we could do it. That's how they felt about it.
They're also still like 23.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, Keith Richards didn't stop doing cocaine until like 10 years ago. So, I don't know.
I don't think you can compare Keith Richards to any other person.
That's
drug.
He's like an alien.
Yeah.
Either way, dude, I'm sure. I don't know. I couldn't. It's just.
Oh, it blows my mind. Yeah, that to be able to do what they did under that influence of drugs.
It's actually pretty funny if you look at so like two people from that same era, like Paul McCartney and Keith Richards.
I was thinking about the Beatles.
Paul McCartney, like I just saw him like 2 years ago. He played 3-hour set. He's amazing. He's 80.
Yeah.
And he like went vegetarian in like the 70s, and he's been like living clean and no like booze or anything, like just weed, for like fucking forever.
Yeah.
And then Keith Richards just stopped doing cocaine 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's also the same age.
Yeah.
And now Paul looks way better.
It's true.
But they're still both doing their thing.
It's true.
It's like crazy.
Yeah.
It's like that grandma that like drinks whiskey every day and lives to be 94.
Mm-hmm. You know, I don't even think we ever talked about that new Beatles song.
Oh yeah.
How crazy is that?
It's because Alex doesn't.
It was because I didn't listen to it. I
thought you were gonna say you didn't like it.
Oh no! I mean, I saw some like clips of it, and
I thought
was
it
just
was
like,
good.
oh, okay.
I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it was a solo John Lennon song,
Yeah.
so it has the flavor of those era of albums. But it's like, what if those era had the Beatles on them.
Totally.
So it's totally dope with the strings and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
It's pretty cool.
I
think it's cool.
I like
what
the
they did,
idea,
yeah.
the spirit behind it.
I guess did I see it on YouTube where they were like explaining how they tried to do it in the 90s,
Yeah.
and then they have better technology to isolate his vocals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally.
So that's fucking. I love that.
Mhm.
So and that immediately made me fall in love with the track. I was just like, I love that. Like once again, the Beatles embracing technology is
Yep.
also a thing. It's like,
Well, the cool thing
That's
about
cool.
it is that Peter Jackson, who did the Lord of the Rings trilogy,
yes,
he did that whole
That
thing
guy.
with them. Where the Beatles did this movie Let It Be back in the 70s, which was like them recording that album.
Yeah.
But it wasn't edited and released until after they broke up. So it was like compiled in a way where it looked like this is a band breaking up movie. So Peter Jackson somehow like gained access to the footage to like restore it, like digitally restore it,
Yeah.
like using some of that same technology
Yeah.
to like enhance things. And he found when he was looking at it that there's like a different story to tell with the footage, that they were actually like very good friends, and like
Totally.
a lot of these moments of like it would just be like, hey, check out this song, and it's like one of the songs from Abbey Road.
Hell
and they'd be
yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's cool, and then just like working on it, or like, what about this line, or like just
Yeah.
hearing the songwriting process
Yeah.
from like one of the most accomplished bands of all time.
That is
So
awesome.
it really had that thing. So he cut it into like this like, I don't know if it's 3 hours or 6 hours. It's like 8 hours. It's a long like mini series of things.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like 2 years ago that came out.
totally.
And then since that happened, he was like, hey, we have this technology to do this, you know, and then just sort of like, let's give it a go, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's cool.
I like that track. I think I like that track more than any of the Stones' new songs.
The Stones' new songs. I like
you
the
listen
one.
to
I like the
Happy-
one single. Yeah, the one single.
But the singles were the only song I can think of off the record right now is "Bite My Head Off."
Yeah,
Why not bite my head off? Oh, I won't go too much into it.
because you don't want to get.
We'll get flagged.
That's true. No, I remember giving that album a go.
I listened to it once.
Yeah, it's definitely. You know, it's okay.
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
I mean,
didn't,
if we could be 80 and putting out music that decent, that's something.
I really like
That'd
the
be
music
sick.
video for the single with the billboards
Oh, I
and
don't
all
think
the
I've seen
old.
it.
It's all the old footage
Oh, that's
of them like in billboards.
Oh, you're talking about the Beatles again?
No,
Oh, because the Beatles video is a little bit like that, where they have.
it was.
all
It had to
the
be
old
inspired by
footage.
the Stones.
Yeah.
There's no way it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like the Beatles, so I didn't really listen to it. But also, it is cool. So
Yeah.
I just will like
Everybody
I will
fucking knows, dude.
I will do the thing and give it props.
Let it
I'll
go
say
down
that's cool.
on record
That's
that
sick.
Alex's favorite band is the Beatles.
Well, it's funny because
Let it go down.
a lot of the thing that I like about the Beatles is there's like obviously the canon of work, and then there's the like story behind it, and then there's the like legacy and the impact and the historical element. So like the fact that they used AI to do that, and like that's like a big deal.
Yeah, it's super cool.
It's kind of that element of them is always been cool to me. So you can appreciate that and still not be a fan of the band. That's totally.
Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, dude.
Like, you
Or
can
you
appreciate-
can throw hands right now.
I think it's sick. I don't know.
Do you hold your sticks like this, mate?
Or you guys can
No,
cross
I hold
wands.
on like this.
You could cross wands right now, mate. Dude, there's a side mission. No, it's probably main quest in Hogwarts
Oh.
Legacy. This is called Crossed Wands.
Oh, that's gay. Harry Potter's gay. You heard it here.
Oh man, I'm about to say
Slytherin.
the pointers are everywhere right now.
Crossing wands, dude.
I just said crossed wands. I was like telling Danica, I'm like, I'm on round 3 or crossed wands. She's like, Hunter.
Dude, if you
It's like,
if you think about that Harry Potter world a little bit,
I love how that freaking
What-
game's
what are they
controversial
doing?
too. I'm like, damn.
oh yeah.
I'm just like everything. I was like, we're not gonna be able to move at all without stepping through shit. Just kidding.
No, I mean that's a can to crack right there.
That is a
I
Candy
was
Crush.
just watching
Controversy.
MSSP.
I don't even.
Matt and Shane secret podcast.
Ah,
And like 40 minutes of it was Matt talking about abortion. Well, them talking about abortion.
oh jeez.
It was great. It was fantastic.
I mean,
It was fantastic.
I guess you might assume, based on
It was a year ago
we're
during
in a
Woe
rock
versus
band.
Woe versus Red.
People who have once had long hair, who do drugs. You might imagine that our politics lean a little left.
Yeah.
That's probably not a surprise. But it's also like none of anybody's business.
Oh yeah, I mean, if people wanted me to talk about it, I would. But
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
but like to be frank, it's like I don't want to alienate anybody.
That's kind of
know?
like that's like what
Yeah.
James Hetfield
And-
says. He's like, it's not our job to like
Absolutely.
bring
And
to
it's like-
divide anybody. It's our
Dude,
job
yeah.
to bring people together.
And
Absolutely.
and at the same time, it's like, why the fuck why would you care what I have to say? I'm just like a musician. Like it's not like I'm like an expert.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
like I don't. Why would I want to put my
I don't
opinion
give a
out there like
I don't
that?
give a shit about what you say.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Never cared.
And you shouldn't.
I think
And
I
you
guess
shouldn't.
the
Most
real,
of it's horseshit
The real
anyways.
controversy there is some people feel entitled to, or that people should use their platform to like speak on issues.
It's true. That's
So
the
that's
calling,
one
that's
way
the
to
calling they get.
That's one way
Yeah.
to look at it, and then the other way to look at it is the James Hetfield. Like, I play guitar. What do I know about anything? And especially people who like that, like are at that level. Like, what does Bono know about the everyman struggle? He's been rich since the '80s.
Sure.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
certain people, like, I don't know.
Oh well, and for me, it's like with like the band, the message is the music. It's
Yeah.
that is like for me personally. So it's like getting into like social, like serious social issues, contentious social issues, stuff like that.
Like pass.
Yeah, it's a hard pass. That's not
Hard pass.
That I don't want to get mixed in with that because
Yeah.
that's not the message. The message is
The
we play
day.
music. It
Yeah.
makes you feel good. It makes me feel good.
Well, there's
Let's all feel good
There's
together.
a bit of a message on like some of the new album. Like I remember when we were writing lyrics, they tended to
Oh, yeah.
trend into the positive realm.
But
like,
that's more
vaguely positive.
But that's more philosophy than like
Totally.
contentious social issues. And I'm cool with philosophy.
Well,
I love
that's
that.
a good point.
It's more like
Yeah.
it's like philosophy and poetry.
Yeah.
A philosophical
Which is,
poet has a different role than like a politician or someone who
or even a political commentator
Yeah,
or a
exactly.
social commentator.
yeah.
Oh, that's really interesting.
So yeah, that's the realm that we occupy, is more the philosophical troubadour.
But I mean, if people want me to talk about politics, I will. But I mean, I'll definitely.
Hot takes.
Hot takes by Alex
for me,
Aument.
it's like I have like positions that would piss off either
Let's do it,
side
let's
of
do
the
it.
aisle.
Hold on, we're gonna do it.
We all do.
We're gonna
Yeah,
have
we
we're
all
gonna do
do.
a new segment here.
That's the problem with having a position at all.
Let's
I
do
know.
it. Let's do a couple rounds of hot takes by
fucking
Alex
dumb.
Aument.
Oh, you don't want that
We'll do hot takes.
hot
can
take?
do
We
three-
can edit it out.
3 hot takes.
No.
Hot takes by Alex Aument.
Yeah, well,
I got a hot take for
there's-
it. No,
so-
I don't.
I really my favorite thing that I saw was like this T-shirt, and it doesn't exactly encompass my entire like political beliefs, but it's
I
definitely
would
on
hope
the
not.
right direction.
One T-shirt.
It's definitely in the right direction. Is I would like for a homosexual couple who is married to be able to fend their pot plants with fucking an AR-15.
Right,
That's
right.
how I feel.
Oh, that's
Right,
cool.
Yeah.
That's me. I am like a very big like civil liberty guy.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fuck the government. I have an inherent distrust for government and authority.
Totally.
And, and I think that's healthy. I think a U.S. citizen should do that. I get intense about it. 'Cause
Do you see this? Nah.
hot takes. I get angry.
That's not even a super hot take, you know?
I mean, it is a little bit because, people say, like, what about mass shootings? But then I say,
You don't know.
well,
You don't have an answer to that.
actually, I do.
Hey,
There's a
let's-
lot of
let's
things to
talk
say about it.
Let's talk about mass.
What's your
shootings.
favorite mass shooting? No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
no, wow, that's a big one.
Let me tell you about my idols.
Yeah, right. Right, but no, I mean, like, it's like
Well, that's why
a lot of it comes just from like a lack of education. It's hard for me to find a person who like is just like super educated about guns who doesn't think they should be illegal. You know what I mean? Like most people who are really educated about guns are like, oh yeah, like citizens should be able to have the ability to keep and have a firearm.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at a lot of the shooting things, it's kind of a mental health issue, and like a parenting issue, and like a society issue.
Yeah,
So it's not just the gun thing.
Well, there's
But
a lot.
I mean, there are definitely some aspects to that where you shouldn't be able to just go buy a gun at a gun show without I think there's definitely it's bias in a way where it could be more even.
Oh yeah, but like I mean, I still think schools should have like rifle clubs and shit. I mean, our school had a rifle club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think a healthy gun culture is an educated one.
No, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
That's me.
It's hard to imagine that just like if you think about kids growing up.
Oh yeah.
And they're gonna be exposed to shit regardless.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, do you want it? Do you want them to be educated or not on the subject?
Yeah.
I mean, how unprepared did you feel getting out of high school and going into the real world?
Oh my
Yeah. No, it's true.
If I had known, I still to this day wish. Well, I do wish I knew how to shoot a gun beyond what I do now.
Yeah, same.
Like it's pretty wild to imagine if that would be in school. I didn't know that you had a rifle club though. But to me, that's not that mind blowing.
No, yeah.
No.
Like, and it would make sense as a human being. Like, you might learn that.
I wasn't in rifle club. I just knew we had one in school.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, there's definitely some things that they should teach you in school.
But it's like-
Managing your
it's
money.
interesting. Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, like, there's
That's what I mean too.
like I
Set
knew.
up a bank account.
So like my dad had
Yeah.
like a gun, and he showed me a gun when I was young.
Yeah.
And he
Same.
showed it to me, and he talked to me about it, and he educated me about it.
Dude,
and
I mean, yeah.
and it's like you know, a lot of people, they'll have a gun and their kid will find it and shoot themselves, and that sucks.
Right.
That's really bad. But that's a lack of education.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't do that.
guns exist.
I knew exactly where my dad's gun was,
Yeah.
and I knew where and how to get it.
Yeah.
And I didn't once
Yeah.
think like I should play with that
It's along the lines of like.
because I was educated about
Yeah,
it
it's
by my
also-
father.
It's also the
young.
mental health issue too.
And I'm talking like single digits.
A lot of these people, you got to
Yeah.
imagine, they're mass murderers.
It's true.
So they would have, if guns weren't available, they would have made a pipe bomb or something.
Yeah.
A lot of those
These
mass
are
murderers
people who are disturbed and have horrible families. Like if you look at serial killers and mass murderers, they all have horrible relationships with their mom, and they all have horrible relationships with their dad. And it's just like, or whoever their caretakers are. These are
What?
not loved children, you know. So
Well, and then you
Yeah,
you
like-
can't just blame it on like environment. I mean, some people they're just fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, some people
watch-
are just fucked.
I watch Explore With Us. There's this YouTube channel where this guy does incredible, like, he gets legitimate footage of serial or like killers, like interrogations,
Yeah.
and he'll dissect them with using like what's the body language science, or they'll call it a pseudoscience, but the FBI uses it. So just like body language,
profiling.
yeah.
like,
profile.
but like with your body, like they'll read people's body language,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
to
think-
tell if they're lying.
Yeah,
I forget what it's called. Whatever, but they'll use so they'll have like experts, like an expert, 3 different experts watch the video, and then he'll comment about it and saying like this could be a sign of antisocial personality disorder.
Right.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
but some of them will display no signs.
Yeah.
No, they're like completely.
And yeah, so there's actually some people that show signs of remorse and still kill,
Yeah.
and are mass killers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That are perfectly well put together people.
Yeah.
And then there's some people that are actually screwed up in the brain and also kill. Like there's actually the misconception about that everybody that's a serial killer is not wired correctly.
Yeah.
Oh no,
That's
that's true.
not true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which I just figured that out.
Well, something in them is off. I mean, if you
Well,
have like an undesirable urge to kill someone and that you have like remorseful for that, but you still
on
do
a
it.
spectrum in
I mean,
some sense.
something's off.
Well, here's
You
the
know,
thing.
but yeah.
But not in the same, like
Not-
not just
I get
black
what
and
you-
white.
No.
like,
No, I get what you're
you
saying.
know what I
though.
mean?
Yeah.
So there's like Dexter, where you like have a kid who's gonna be a serial killer, and that kid's always gonna be a serial killer. And then you have
Yeah.
like what I'm talking about, like the Columbine kid, who those
Yeah.
kids, they had very shitty home life, and they had
And school life.
and yeah, they were just abandoned by their society,
Totally.
and they're fucking, they had nothing, you know, they had no reason to not do what they did in their minds.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they were not. If you give those kids a different home life, you probably don't have that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
So there's
a lot of
there's
that.
the
There's a ton of that.
spectrum. Yeah, you got the the people who are fucked up in the head and the people who
And some of those
life lets them down.
Some of those mental health things develop. Like you can only technically diagnose antisocial personality disorder until after you're 18, but they start showing signs and symptoms when they're 15.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. Like it can happen, quote unquote, later. You know what I mean? Like you can get your brain, or it can get tweaked later.
Did you
it's
ever
not like
hear,
you're born with it.
Oh yeah.
I was
Definitely.
watching-
You know, it's interesting.
I was
But
watching,
you can get rewired.
I was watching a thing. I forget who was talking about it. One of the good podcast people, Peterson or somebody, but they were talking about these serial killers and how like there's a genetic reason for having that in the gene pool. Because back in the day, like we think of ourselves as being super advanced, but really we're way more technologically advanced than we should be for how like evolved we are.
Interesting.
So like you look a couple hundred years ago and we had castles and shit, and back then you had barbarians and shit. Back the couple hundred years before then. So those people, you would need people that could go out and rape and pillage and murder and do those things and then come back and then be completely fine with it and like go back to society.
That makes
And those
literally
dudes
so
were
much
like
sense.
heralded as like warriors and like heroes, and then those dudes didn't have to do anything else. They were just like treated really well, and you're a murderous bastard for us. You're ours. Your community embraced that.
Yeah.
And
So
the
that gets
community had a
imprinted
need
in
for it.
genes somewhere.
I mean, that's a thing.
that's interesting.
That's a thing that we've kept that around because of
Other
the
behaviors
utility.
get imprinted. You know what I mean? Like
You got to
our-
imagine some of those like
That's so obvious.
That's like
those
but
like snipers,
profound.
the sniper dudes who don't have have no feeling
Totally.
about that.
Yeah.
That's that gene. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
used in a way where it has a utility.
It's like
to society.
when I forget who found it, but like I guess it was when the states. No, it wasn't the states, but somebody like some army when they first stumbled upon Zen. And like the people there weren't afraid of death. Like they came in to kill him, and like none of them gave a shit about dying. They
Yeah.
were like astonished by it, and we're like, how can we can use this for our
Yeah, right.
soldiers?
Yeah.
They're like, how are you not afraid of death? So they turned him into they used literally something as peaceful as Zen to make killers.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You can turn anything into fucking.
Well, a lot of those
Horribleness.
practices come from
Military
like, living a hard
history
life.
is so interesting.
It
man.
is like
Yeah.
exploiting
Military history is so interesting.
anything. Yeah.
It's like it's even like really screwed up like during like wars. Really screwed up countries do really screwed up things to like war prisoners and
Oh,
captives. And it's like a lot of it is like it's testing. They're testing things, and
Oh, yeah.
there are like a bunch of medical advances that have happened
Oh yeah, because of that.
through like literally torturous, awful testing
Like war prisoners.
on war prisoners
Yeah, yeah.
during
That's crazy.
a war.
It's nuts.
And I mean, like even like it's like Japan was like they were like a big one because they were like
Who
they
knows
would
what they're doing,
they were
man.
trying to test the limits of like the human body and what it could withstand, and
Yeah.
so like they like learned a shit ton about the human body.
Yeah.
That like now we all know,
That's
but
nuts.
like strangely that information is so soaked in like blood.
Yeah.
You know, it's like weird.
that's nuts.
Yeah, it's like it's strange.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw this thing on YouTube. There was this serial killer, and in like ancient Rome times, and he had like killed like 900 people. He was trying to get 1,000 people, and he kept this woman alive in his basement for like 7 years, and like kept getting her pregnant, and then like killing the babies,
Jesus.
and then eventually.
Trigger warning.
Like all these,
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
all these guys were trying to find him, like to find out who's this killer, because he kept like it was like this same pattern, and then basically one time she convinced him
A
to,
late
to
one.
take her outside because she had been not seeing the sun for a while or for like years or whatever. So he took her outside, and she like got the guard's attention, and like they went and raided his place, and he had kept journals of like all the killings and stuff. He was like
Wow.
boastful about it.
Yeah.
And here's where I'm getting to the relevance. So then what they did to him is subjugated him to this thing called something about the wheel. Oh, the breaking wheel. And it's a 9-day trial where they just break parts of your body throughout this 9 days and keep you.
Oh.
They like keep you alive.
Yeah.
And they're like they figured out how to like break all the bones in your body like in a way
Without
where
making
you
you
won't
die. Yeah.
It's a 9-day trial.
That's
That's what they ended up doing to that guy.
intense.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
So you got to imagine they developed that over time too.
yeah, that wasn't something they just like did.
The most painful way to die.
Oh my god.
That was somebody's job at some point.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
How do we kill these people in a way where it's
Dude, there's
worse
a
than just
lot of them. Like I've watched a lot of the like historical references of like the different like torture methods that
There's a
were
bunch
a
even
thing.
in Game of Thrones.
Dude, it's so rough. Oh yeah, like fucking getting flayed.
Or just having the rat, starved rat in a bucket against your chest, and then they heat up the back of the bucket.
So it chews its
so
way
it
through you.
chews its way into you. Yeah.
Dude, oh, they were fucked. There's like the Iron Bull too, where they put you in this giant iron bowl and then just lit a fire under it.
Perfect.
You
See,
couldn't get
at the
out.
beginning of this episode, you thought you guys were going to be like having a nice laugh about Justin shitting his pants.
Wow.
And then we went and took a hard left into
Serial
torture.
killers and
serial-
torture.
Went from guns
We're
to
gonna
torture.
Now, how can we swing it somewhere else now, guys?
How can we swing it somewhere else? Happy tree friends.
there
That's
something-
how we swing it somewhere else.
Isn't that like a?
It's a transitionary thing.
Trans people. That's what we're going to talk about.
I said transitionary, bro.
Let's get controversial.
No, but Happy Tree Friends, it was like really cool because it was like this funny lull you in with cute animals.
Yeah.
And then they just like murder the shit out of each other
Yeah.
or
Oh, is that
die.
the
and-
South Park?
Yeah.
No. Happy Tree Friends is like its own thing.
Oh, they did on South Park. They had a Critters
The Christmas episode?
Christmas
Oh
Critters.
my gosh,
And they
that
had
is
like the orgy
amazing.
and kill each other.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the best
Brutal,
thing.
Brutal.
I loved that. That was so funny.
Totally.
Hilarious. Dude, South Park is ripping on Disney right now.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it
Hard.
because it's on Paramount Plus.
Same.
I should
But
torrent that shit.
I heard it's pretty mint.
Yep, I've heard good things about it too.
I heard it's really good.
Yep. Those guys have been on point for over 20 years.
Yeah, they
you
really
know?
have.
And that's a good example of like, they've always had like good contracts to like control their shit. You know, they've always been able to like reliably be like, no, you want our ratings are coming from our voice, so you can't step on that.
Yeah.
And they've always been able to do and say what they wanted to say.
Oh, dude, they're pretty much impenetrable because they've been so even-handed
True.
for so long that if South Park is ripping on you, you fucking deserve it. You fucking deserve
Do you
it.
see the Andrew Tate one?
No.
It's pretty good. They just had him as like some guy from Romania, just like a Romanian guy who's like trying to teach. Basically, all the kids wanted to do is like play with toys and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, your mom's away. We should be getting fucked up. Like we should be having a real party." And they're like, "We just want to play video games." And he's just like, "Oh, we should be doing man stuff." And then they get the Andrew Tate guy to come and like teach him how to be a man and smoke cigars and like have like women. But they have like this guy that looks just like Andrew Tate.
Nice.
But he
That's
was like
funny.
speaking with a Romanian accent. And then when people asked him about it, he was like, "That's the best compliment of all time. I'm in South Park." Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I don't care how. Like
Yeah.
that's fucking cool as shit. I'm the top G. I'm in South Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really though? I mean, that's a pretty legit thing to say. That's how I would feel about
that's
it.
a great
Yeah.
compliment. Even if you're being painted in a bad light, like you're so relevant in pop culture.
Totally.
Yeah. That's the way. That's the way to feel about
It's
it.
fucking cool.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's what Eminem said about Michael Jackson. I guess he did a video where he like made fun of Michael Jackson, and they're like, "Michael Jackson's taking issues with your song. Like, what do you think about that?" He's like, "Michael Jackson has heard my record. Like, that's pretty awesome."
I bet that is the opposite way that Michael Jackson wanted him to feel about that too. Just like, I'm mad at you, lit, dude.
Like, he knows who I am now.
You know who I am.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Can we be friends? No.
Oh man, what are we doing here?
Yeah, that's an interesting. I mean, it feels like
What
it's
are we
time.
doing here? Yeah,
Well,
it's been
how
about
long have-
40 minutes, I
has
think.
it?
Let me check the thing.
I always feel like, man, I feel like we haven't seen you guys in so long.
I know, and we're not even really talking about. We're just gabbing.
We're just gabbing.
Dude, we got the gift of gab.
We got the gift of gab, dude.
I don't know how long.
We can process language.
Language. I mean, I
And
can
we-
just
we
check the
speak
video
it.
real quick.
Yeah, look at the video.
Let's
Dude.
see how long we've been together. Boys.
Look at that shit, dude.
We'll do an ad right now. Thanks. This is not a sponsor. Well, see.
Oh, nah, we're at 39. We gotta keep going.
Oh,
we can give a-
my
we
We can give a
gosh.
shout out to the SRCC in Columbia, PA.
Dude, I love this.
What are we
space.
doing? We
Love
You
this
want to talk
space.
about what we're doing, dude?
Well, we got a show coming up. What in a couple days?
Let's promote some stuff.
Let's promote some
We got-
stuff.
Oh, yeah. We got a Patreon.
See,
Patreon.
get
Dude,
on Patreon.
Medusa Disco
Patreon.
Patreon. You can get, if you sign up for $1, you get all these jams from the Jam Brains and other jams that have not been Jam Brained,
Yep.
as well as you get access to all of our stuff. Like when we release something, you get it a week early. What?
We're cooking up something right now.
Yep.
Yep.
Are we talking about it, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been in the studio, this new studio, the past
Yeah.
couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have we been doing?
What have we been doing, Alex?
We've been doing a cover.
We're doing a cover song.
Unheard of.
Unheard of.
An unheard of cover.
No one will hear it.
we're covering Nirvana, dude.
Yeah.
Doing a Nirvana song.
And we're gonna release it in the big time.
I wouldn't say what, but they might already know. We're gonna release it in the big time.
We're gonna release it in the real zone, in the outer space,
Yep. On streaming.
on streaming. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's gonna go to a satellite.
It's gonna
at some
be
point
the
in
only
time.
cover we've ever. Oh no, that's not true.
Well, the Who thing.
We did the Who thing, but that's live, and this is gonna be not live.
This is not live.
Although it's kind
Well,
of
it
like,
is
yeah,
kind of
we-
live.
it's
we
kind of
did-
live, but it's a studio take.
Yeah, but we did the one take though.
It is one take.
And then we did
It's one
Yeah.
take,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's technically not live though.
because we did the
But it
guitar
is.
overdub.
It's mostly live.
It's literally, but
It's the most live that it's ever
listen.
been.
This is what I'm saying. It's not a
One in a long
show.
time.
It's not a show. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It
Yeah.
wasn't at a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a studio recording.
Damn Stock was at a show.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a live in studio recording basically.
But what we did it for a Halloween show. Chris Margaret
Yeah.
suggested we do Nirvana, like dress
Yeah.
like Nirvana, and then we wanted to pick a song to do.
Yeah,
And
Alex
goddamn,
picked this song because Alex doesn't like Nirvana.
Correct.
it was the one he liked.
It was
It was
the one that
I
he
liked.
liked.
And it's not that I don't like them. It's that I don't like them.
Yeah.
Well, it's also
It's not-
like
yeah,
you
that-
can like a song and not see your band playing it. You know, it happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it was interesting because I used to, if you go listen to Medusa Disco's first record, I sound very raspy,
Inspirado.
very raspy, very much inspired by Kurt Cobain, probably specifically his grit, literally. So that's funny. So it was interesting to go back and sing, like activating the grit in my voice, the old grit.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I don't know. So it'll be like it's the Medusa stuff now, like that I'm singing, doesn't sound like how I sound in that Breed cover.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's my
Yeah.
voice in a different context.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
It's pretty lit.
Yeah, it's fun.
And
It's-
I mean, Dave Grohl kills it on that song. So
Yeah.
yeah, playing that beat is like,
We've been playing it live and it's fun as fuck.
oh,
That's
it's so
really what
fun.
it is.
It's
Yeah.
so fun.
I've always said there's two kinds of covers, right? There's a cover where you have added your artistic stamp onto a pre-existing song that everyone knows, and then there's the kind where you're doing honorable, like faithful representation of that song,
Yeah.
and playing homage to the song.
Totally.
And I feel like that's what we did. Like it's definitely
Yeah.
doesn't
Oh,
sound. It sounds like us playing Nirvana.
Yeah.
And that really, it sounds pretty close to the record.
Yeah,
In
it
that
is
way.
close to the record. It's cool.
Yeah.
It was actually a real pleasure to watch. Like I wasn't a huge part of. I wasn't part of mixing at all, really. But just to hear it, you do Nirvana
Oh yeah.
is cool.
You can hear the that
Because
I'm
it's
listening to
not
the
like
record.
we're just doing Nirvana
Yeah.
as far as playing. Because you're kind of you're thinking about it a little bit in production too.
Yeah.
And it's also
Oh,
funny
you are
how-
too with just the idea of like how much grit you add.
That
and-
too.
Yeah.
But it's funny how like the production is kind of like a mix of our production and a little bit inspiration from.
Yeah, we're covering the production in a way.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm trying to say.
yeah.
It's a little bit of covering the production.
Yeah.
But it also sounds like our production.
It
Because
does.
it's our shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the whole thing is interesting to
it's
me.
great. It's a nice like.
We've never done it, so to me, I'm like, this is fucking cool.
And we
Yeah.
did a. And,
I'm excited.
And it's cool too because we didn't. It's a faithful recreation, in honor of that song, but also we do put our little tag on it at one point in
We
time,
did.
and that's
Our
pretty sick. Yeah,
Tag.
like something that's like kind of more uniquely us that we do, and yeah,
It's fucking there, dude.
I mean, other people do it sometimes too. It's not like
It's
we don't
only
have
us.
we don't have a patent on it.
it's only us,
No,
dude.
but we ended up trying out.
We
that
made our
i-
own
that,
sound.
That idea.
Does anybody have a patent on that? I mean, let's have a patent on that. No, I'm
We
just
should
kidding.
probably lock that in.
General patent.
We should lock in those.
The
they're
Nirvana
not even
patent.
words.
We should. Yeah. The,
Let's
There's
trademark
a lot
it,
of
bro.
us, dude.
Let's trademark it, dude.
What else are we doing, dude? We got the 2 shows. We got the cover, and then we're gonna track two new songs.
yeah, we just
Track music songs.
scheduled another recording session. That was another good thing about what we just did with that cover. is
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
it really
yeah.
proves that we can comfortably record here.
So-
and it's
so, yeah.
so much nicer than a garage.
Oh, yeah,
and it's
dude.
cold this time of year, so
Oh, dude, this is
Yeah.
comfy.
Yeah, the new like church like room.
yeah,
I love
It's
it.
way better for drums.
Yeah, and the lighting in there.
And the lighting.
The drums in that room sound so good.
They do.
Oh.
They do.
So yeah, if you count
it's
Breed,
sick.
we got 3 singles on the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, got 3 singles
So
on
we're
the
gonna
line.
we're gonna fucking load up our fucking 6-shooter with 3 bullets,
Yeah.
and then just drop them here somewhere. I don't know, dog.
We're not gonna spin the thing and close it.
I think probably around
'Cause
New
it's
Year's
bad
we'll
for
do
it.
Breed,
We're
and then probably one in February and one in March.
It'll be
or
something like that.
Yeah.
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 And then next thing you know, we'll have a record and we'll be playing shows.
Yeah, we got some pretty good festival gigs lined up, and Amy and Andy at Bald Hippie Productions.
Bald hippie, shout
Bald-
out.
They're
All
freaking, they
Raise
got
the roof.
Some wheels are turning, so
Yeah.
I think you can expect some stuff from us. We'll try to get back at these Van Bradens more
Yeah.
on the reg.
Yeah.
I'd love to get Ty out on one of these, the original bassist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ty.
For
while he's here.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
back for 2 weeks, so
Yeah.
let's see
Oh
about
yeah, we
that.
should definitely
Even
do
if we
this with
did-
him.
Oh yeah.
That'd be so
We'll look
fun.
at the schedule then. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll look at the schedule. I'll talk to him about it, but yeah, guys, that's pretty
Yeah.
good. That's
Yeah,
pretty
we did
good.
a thing.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
All right.
That's
cool.
been Van Brain. Thank you guys for enjoying, and look what I can do.
Look what I can do.
Fucking lymph node.
Lymph node.
node skit.
I just realized how much that sounds like lymph node.
Lymph node. Dun, dun, dun.
No, I don't think so.
Lymph node.
Oh, it's not catching on. It's not catching on.
Van Brain, dude.
Van node.
That's how I sound like in the recording.